What's up, guys? Maggie 2.0 here. Well, I'm going to attempt to fix some rod bearings. Started knocking on me the day before yesterday. And yeah, I'll be doing this all from underneath. Hopefully I can get it all from underneath. I've watched a couple videos. I mean, I've done it before, but you know, it's just a matter of doing it right and taking your time and just getting it done. But she did start a knock. It's very slight, but it's there. So I'll be taking video of everything that I do. Keep posted. Stay watching. And hopefully I can get rid of this knock, you know, by just, like I said, I caught it just in time. I babied it home. I wasn't too far. I just kind of limped it home. So hopefully I can take care of the problem. It's not very loud. Like, I mean, I can start it and it runs and it doesn't make noise. It's just at certain points. But hey, check it out. Here we go. Well, you can see I got pretty much, I pulled the rack and pinion down. I was going to take it all the way off, but I decided maybe just to put it right there. I did undo the lines right there, which I'm gonna move over out of the way a little bit better so I can get in there better. And then basically it's some bolts, you know, on the trans and whatever, and then there. I was looking at the torque converter bolts, making maybe thinking maybe they came loose. You know, sometimes that does happen, but they didn't back out. It doesn't look like it anyways. So as far as taking the bolts off, it's pretty easy. So hopefully after I remove these bolts, this should, I'm hoping it's gonna pass that, which it looks like it will. I'm hoping it does enough to get out. So stay tuned and I'll get this pan off. Well, I can't remove the oil pan from here unless maybe I raise the engine up with the cherry picker. I think that's the only option I have, is maybe because the oil pan's hitting right there and on the sway bar and are pretty level with each other. But I'm thinking if I can pick the motor up high enough by undoing the motor mount bolts. There's one right there, and then two more on the other side. Take them off, raise the motor up higher. That might literally pass that to where I can get it out. I guess I'm gonna try it. Stay tuned. Well, it looks like I gotta pull the motor. Can't get the pan off. I tried lifting it and it just doesn't go high enough to even try to get the pan out. It like gets real close, but it doesn't. Well, I got that bitch out by myself. Yay. Tomorrow I'll be getting that oil pan off and going through it. Hopefully it's not bad and I can save it. As you can see, I had to remove the engine. I couldn't get to the, I couldn't get the oil pan off past that cross member and that sway bar bushing, or the sway bar right there. I couldn't get past to take that out, so I had to literally remove the whole entire engine to fucking to basically do this. So I did this by myself, and because I have a spare trans that I wanted to swap out anyways, this gives me the opportunity to do that now. I can actually take this transmission out, grab my spare one that I have sitting on the side. I don't know if you can see, I have parts over there, but it's over there. Swap the transmissions out, basically I'm gonna attach that transmission to this motor and just take this one out from here. That way I can attach that one straight shot inside. It's been a long day, but I got it out. Sucks that I had to do it this way. I mean, just to do that, it's a lot of work, but you know what? It allows me to actually open it up and actually flip it upside down and make sure that everything's good and, you know, stuff like that. That way I can just take my time. So tomorrow I actually have a soccer game that I have to be at 12. So I probably won't get back to this till after that. Well, to this after that. So I'll be putting it on the engine stand and flipping it around and stuff like that. Sucks I have headers on it. I don't want to take the headers off just to put it in an engine stand. So what I might do, I might just leave it in the air and do it that way. Just kind of drop it down a little bit and just do it on the ground. Like I said, I don't want to. I'd rather flip it upside down and have it upside down and work on it that way comfortably. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta be uncomfortable to do what you gotta do. With all that said and done, just stay tuned to the next video that comes. I didn't get a lot. I mean, I was just trying to concentrate on working on the car. I just kind of took my time. I mean, I did different things to try to remove the oil pan, like lifting the engine up high enough, but there was not enough room. And well, I guess this just gives me a chance to basically clean the engine bay, which I'm going to do. So now that I have it open, I might end up just cleaning it up and you know, maybe get some black paint or something. Maybe paint it black in here, make it nice and clean looking. You know what I mean? Make it look a little better inside there. That way, you know, when we look inside the engine bay. And plus, I think I have some red paint. I'm gonna take the valve covers off since it's off, and easier to get to since being in there, because this is a big motor. Hemi, if you don't realize, Hemis are a good sized motor. I mean, they're pretty big, and then when they stuff them in here, they fit. But they fit tight. Like the sides, this is why they, you know, this is a good thing the spark plugs are on the top. You know, they're easier to get to, but you know, I mean, this is not a difficult job. If you're over here, you know, a mechanic, or you're just wanting to learn on your own, this isn't hard. This is, to be honest, with amount of motors that I've replaced in cars, things that I've taken apart, you know, transmissions, things like that, this is not bad for being pretty, you know, I would say an early 2000s car. You know, basically it's still a modern car, you know, and it's not that bad. I mean, all the wires you see up here, you know, one side, I have them all pulled over. Well, you can see there's a side here and there's a side there. One sided for this side, one sided for that side. All you do is unplug everything and you just push stuff them over there, stuff them over there. That's all you got to do. You got some wires in the back, you know, that have to be connected. There's O2 sensor wires there, you know, the starters right here, bolts to the motor and a transmission. But I usually don't. I did that motor mount from the motor when I was trying it, because I thought that was getting stuck. But actually, I missed the bolt over there on the top. You couldn't see it, but I got it, and it broke it loose. So good thing for that. I did have to take the rack and pinion off just because when I was trying to do what I was doing, and I just was like, man, this has been more painful than I wanted it to. But you know, overall, I took my time. I took it out by myself, you know, no help. You know, as long as you have an idea of what you're doing, these are not hard to do, man. I mean, these are fairly simple to do. I mean, you know, like I said, wires go in the coils. I took this coil and that coil off so I can wrap the motor with the strap all the way around. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, look, it's on the headers, you know, it's putting pressure. Actually, no, it's not. I mean, yeah, it's got some tension there, but all the tension and the weight is at the bottom and basically transferred all the way around. There's really no, this is easy. Like, this motor comes out, look how straight that is. Like, you don't have it tilted, nothing. So when I put the other trans in, you know, the weight of that is going to transfer it downwards like this, so I can stab it down into there, and it'll make it easier. Yeah, since that tranny, I think I've said it in my another video, maybe I didn't, but the transmission sometimes will just kick itself out of gear and basically I have to pull over, turn the car off, turn it back on, and then it goes back. But it is slipping because when it's cold, when I go to take off in the mornings or in the afternoon when I leave work, if you know what a transmission feels like when it slips, then that's what it's doing. It's just kind of like revving up but not going nowhere. Like it's slowly moving. And then when it fully reaches like operating temperature, well, in this case, my car runs at 185, 190, the top temperature that it runs, 195 in the summer sometimes. That's when it shifts okay. That's when it's fine. But in the mornings, like it doesn't go nowhere. It just kind of like revs up, and and I gotta sit there and let it warm up for about 10-15 minutes, which is, I would suggest any car, especially in the wintertime, you should warm up at least 10 to 15 minutes just to get everything warmed up and temperature and then take off. I've seen a lot of people, they just jump in vehicles and just turn them on and go. Turn them on. That's bad for a vehicle. I mean, a lot of people might say, well, I've heard that before, but it's not true. You know what? It is. It kind of is bad. I mean, in my opinion, it is. I mean, because you got to let the car warm up. You got to get that warm oil to cycle through, because it's cold still. So, it's got to get hot, and it works when it's warm. It doesn't work when it's cold. Like, a lot of people seem to think that, oil's oil. It's going to work regardless. No, it's not. It's got to be warm. When it's warm is when it works its best. That's when everything works, especially on transmissions. They have to be warm. I mean, a lot of people might think not, but I've learned that they have to be warm to operate right. The pump has to cycle through, has to cycle throughout the whole entire system before you can take off. You can't just turn it on, like I said, and go. That's what people do. I've noticed that people just sit there, turn their cars on, throw it in. It's already it seems like it's already in gear, because as soon as they turn it on, it's shooting back, and that's not good for cars. New cars, I don't know. I think people just nowadays, I think from when I'm 43 years old. I think back in my day, we were taught different. We were taught to be a little bit more respectful and to know what to do with cars. Yeah, I have fun with my car. Yeah, I might break it, but that's the whole point, for me to have fun. I'm a big kid at heart, and it doesn't hurt. Yeah, it might cost money, and you know what I mean. Think sometimes if I don't have it, you know what I mean. Like, but I figure it out. You know what I mean. Like, I get it done. I just the way I am. I'm that type of person. I'll get it done. You know what I mean. Like, so, this is unfortunate that this had to happen. Especially close to the holidays. But the parts are not very expensive. And I'm hoping, and I did sharing the oil, and it did have swirls in it, but I'm hoping, very 100% hoping that it's not that bad to where I can just replace the bearings and that's it. And like I said, the bearings are not that expensive. If I have to get another engine, I guess I have to get another engine. This would be this fucking third. Let me see, the first one that was in it got destroyed because head gaskets got put on the wrong way. And the water, the coolant, everything destroyed the bearings and everything, and it just kind of was done. So I took the motor out, and which I should have saved. I could have rebuilt it and had it for spare, but I didn't. I think I sold it to another guy, I believe. I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, actually I did sell it. And then I got another motor from another friend, and that motor was fucking badass. I mean, that motor, it was strong. It was, and then he had raced it and stuff like that. He drove it to Mexico. He drove it everywhere. And then I got it and I drove it everywhere. I went to California and then, I do trips. You would not think that, like the way my car looks, like, hey, that thing can't travel. Well, it did. I would load that thing up in the back, all the way to the field up, 2 kids in the back, my wife, me, fully loaded, car dropped all the way to the ground, literally, and boom, on our way to California. We would go Long Beach, San Diego, LA, everywhere in this car, traveling, and it's a comfortable car to travel in. And it's loud, it sucks for the kids in the back, or when you're trying to be back there listening to something, but because it is long tube headers, no catalytic converters, and straight pipe. Okay, so it's loud, and especially with it not having a trunk and it's open in the back, like it's a hatch. Basically, it's a station wagon. You hear everything that comes in, but it's my little piece of heaven. It's what I like. It's what I enjoy. So my wife, other people, why do you keep putting money into it? Why do you, man? I got something in my eye. Sorry, I got grease or something in my eye. They ask me, why do you keep putting money into it? Why do you keep? Well, you know what? I like the car. Ever since Magnums and Chargers and 300s that came out, I wanted one. But the Magnum is the car that I wanted the most. I mean, I don't know. I'm just attracted to it. It's like a hearse. You know, it's 18 feet long. You know, it fits things in it. You know, it I don't know. It's just different, and a lot of people don't like it. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't care what those people like, because you know what? The people that don't like the way my car looks, they're the type of people that like a Subaru station wagon. And then what's the difference? It's the station wagon. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like those. You know, LTD, Ford LTDs. Not a lot of people like those, but there's people out there that like them. You know what I mean? The Roadmaster, Buick Roadmasters. There's a lot of people that don't like those, but there's people that like those. You know, there's station wagons out there, and you can't say, well, mine is better because of this and this and that. And you know, a station wagon is a station wagon, whether you like it or not. And I gotta admit that this is one of the most badass station wagons they ever came out with. Like I said, it's roomy, it's comfortable. You know, you take care of them, they'll take care of you. Yeah, like I said, what I think has happened with my car, I think the oil pump is starting to go. And so if the oil pump is not working or functioning properly, then it starves the motor of oil. So if that's the case, then I'm gonna replace the pump anyways, just because. But you know, if the oil pump is weak, even if it's weak, if it's working but it's weak and it's not operating when you're driving, let's just say you're driving, say at idle it shows, you know, 30 psi or whatever your car is rated at. Let's just say it shows that it has psi, but you drive and the pressure drops, right? That can happen too. Like the pump is spinning too fast, and then it's not allowing it to, like the blades or whatever how they work, the pistons inside the pump are not working right? So they can fail, and then that causes low oil pressure when you're at drive. Maybe sometimes it shows that it has oil pressure. I don't know, but mine showed this morning when I started it, it had oil pressure. Cold, 40 psi. That's good. But I don't know what it is when it's warm. You know what I mean? Like it just started. I mean, I'm just saying, like it could have just happened, you know, randomly. It could have just, that's it, because it had oil in it. The oil wasn't black. I change my oil regularly. Because I beat this car up. Like I have fun with it. I take it out. I rev this thing 6,000 RPM. Yeah, some of you might think, well, that's messing it up and blah blah blah. You know, but that's me. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to go do that. That's just me, and I feel comfortable to do that with my car. No, that's not what did it, because you know what? I had just drove it the night before, and I went kind of like 20 miles away, and then drove back, and I got on it a bunch of times, and not once did it hesitate, not once did it make a noise, nothing. It's clean, it's good, it has full power. And then, like I said, it was day before yesterday. I was coming home from work, and it just died, and then it wouldn't start back up. So my opinion is like, and I think that the oil pump just kind of just stopped. You know what I mean? Just stopped working. Maybe because it got warm. Maybe like I said, when it's warm, it doesn't work as well. Maybe it just starts to lose pressure. Because anything under, I want to say anything under 15 psi on these Hemis is bad. They already in this year they have the Hemi Tick, which is common on the 5.7s from 2005, I believe, to pre-Eagle. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they have a Hemi Tick, and it's because they idle so low that the pumps aren't strong enough to push the oil through the engines. It's just the way they are, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know it's something in that area. 1,000 RPM is when they're comfortable. Anything over that is when they're fucking best. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't know. The pump could have just went. It could have just went on its own, just like that. It just could have went. And I'm hoping, like I said, that tomorrow I'll be removing that. I have 2 bolts on the oil pan, but tomorrow I will be removing that oil pan and starting to do the work that I need to do to it. Like I said, I haven't took the oil pan all the way off yet. There's a guard under there. I got to take that out, and I'm gonna see which ones are making noise. So hopefully there's not a lot of play in between. Hopefully it's just minor, and then that way, because like I said, I started this morning and the knock is there, but because it was cold, and I don't know, but it was it sounded healthy. Like there was no knock there at all. I even revved it up a couple times and there was nothing there. But because I want to be safe, I might as well just do it. You know what I mean? Because it was there and I have to make sure. So, yeah, guys. Maggie's down again. This bitch wants to kill me. I'm telling you. Not literally, but she wants to kill my pockets. I'm telling you. For real. But I love the car. I mean, people say, oh, get something else. Or, you know, get this, get that. You know, get a Charger, get a Challenger. You know what I mean? Get a Scat Pack. Get something different. Just fucking upgrade. Get something new. You know what? No, because I would get bored. Cars are new. Probably wouldn't have nothing to do to it. It would just be there to drive. You know what I mean? And I'm the type of person, I like to fucking fuck with shit. I'm a tinkerer. You know what I mean? When it comes to motors and cars, I've been like that since I was a kid. And if you put me something in new that I can't touch and I can't maintenance or do what I want to do with it, the way I want to do with it, then it's just no point. Like modifying a Magnum, it's mine. I own it. You know what I mean? It's an older car, so now I can upgrade and do things to it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could do it to a newer Charger or Challenger or whatever, but it's still new. You know what I mean? Like, it's still new and it's not the same. I don't know. I feel like it's not the same because it's not my own creation. You know what I'm saying? This is my own creation. I've worked on this thing fucking since I first got it. It was wrecked. Paint was fucked up. You know, everything was bad on this car, and I did all the work myself. Everything on this car is from me, only me, and me only. I've had friends' hands here and there, my kids, my boys, you know, things like that. And other than that, everything that's ever been done to this car, the intake, the headers, the, you know, motor swaps, things like that, drive shaft couplers, bearings, everything, paint, doors, everything that's been done to this car is me. Nobody's touched it. I am very, I guess, OCD that I feel like I need to do it. It's mine. So if anything fucks up, it's my problem, not me blaming somebody else. And then, because I'm a hothead sometimes, and if somebody fucks something up or messes something up that is mine, I don't like it. It's just, it pisses me off, and, you know, I just don't like it. It's just, I rather me do the work. And this gives me a chance, it gives me a chance to learn how to do things that I haven't done before. You know, there's a lot of things I haven't done, and there's a lot of things I want to do, you know what I mean? Like, so, in time, I will. But that's gonna top it off for this video today. We'll restart whenever I start back on the motor again, and I'll do some, like, you know, some more little videos here and there, especially when I'm underneath it and looking at it and seeing what's messed up and how bad it is and things like that. You know, basically it's gonna be trial and error. It's gonna be basically finding out what's wrong, and if it's gonna be fixable with what I'm gonna do. If it's bad, if it's not, you know, things like that, then I have to go find a spare engine, and not necessarily need the whole engine, but if I can find a crank, if the crank's bad, find a crank. If the piston rods are bad, whatever, you know what I mean, then the heads have to come off and I have to pull the pistons out and things like that. And if I can find good spare parts, then that's what I'll do. But for now, this is, you know, just temporary. Not temporary, but this is what I'm going to try and see if it happens. So hopefully it works out, and that's all I'm hoping for. Well, give me a good thumbs up, hit the like button, go subscribe, share, whatever you got to do, and cross your fingers for me, all right? We'll see you on the next one. Peace.